The Paris night held its breath, clouds shrouding the stars. Below, the Eiffel Tower cast a lonely golden glow upon the empty streets. Suddenly, the air shimmered, a strange ripple of energy distorting the view over the Champ de Mars. Out of the deepest shadows, two figures emerged. They stood tall on two legs, their capes flowing in the unseen wind. This was Oren and Lyra, their mutant fur emitting a soft, ethereal light that illuminated the ground beneath them. They weren't just visitors. They were guardians, and tonight they sensed a profound danger stirring in the heart of the city. A silent threat was awakening, and the quiet beauty of Paris was about to be shattered. Oren's head snapped up, his senses tingling. He detected a pulse. A sharp spike of electrical energy originating from the very top of the Eiffel Tower. It was unnatural, a rhythmic thrum that spoke of a power not meant for this world. At the same time, Lyra closed her eyes, her own abilities reaching deeper. Her telekinetic senses stretched across the city, not seeing, but feeling it. She heard something disturbing, a chilling chorus of skittering and scratching. Beneath the city streets, in the dark, forgotten tunnels of the metro, a massive swarm of mutated shadow creatures was gathering. Paris was in grave danger. But a strange realization dawned on them: there were no humans. Not a single soul. The city was completely abandoned. Except for them. The threat didn't stay hidden for long. From the black mouths of dark alleys and the shadowy entrances to the metro, the first of them crawled into the open. They were horrifying, dog-like beasts made of pure shadow, their bodies riddled with glowing cracks that pulsed with malevolent energy. Their howls echoed across the empty boulevards, a symphony of hunger and rage. Without hesitation, Oren slammed his fist into the pavement. A web of lightning blue energy cracked the ground, a clear warning. As dozens of the shadow beasts broke into a full charge, their sights set on the Eiffel Tower, Lyra acted. A shimmering, violet psychic shield materialized around them, deflecting the first wave of claws and teeth. The battle for Paris had begun. Oren became a blur of motion, a streak of blue electricity darting through the horde. His claws, charged with lightning, sliced through the shadow creatures, leaving trails of dissipating darkness in his wake. He was a whirlwind of controlled chaos, each movement precise and deadly. Meanwhile, Lyra fought a different kind of war. With a sweep of her hands, she lifted a group of enemies into the air, their howls turning to whimpers of confusion as they floated helplessly. Then, with a powerful psychic shove, she hurled them into the dark waters of the Seine River. Their teamwork was a perfect dance of destruction. Oren's raw force complemented by Lyra's psychic precision. But just as they cleared a path, the ground began to tremble violently. Something much, much bigger was coming. From the earth directly beneath the Eiffel Tower, it rose at a monstrous guardian beast, a grotesque hybrid of a panther and a bear. its body a terrifying fusion of twisted metal and living shadow. It towered over the landscape, its roar so powerful it shook the iron latticework of the tower itself. This was the source of the energy surges, the alpha predator of this shadow invasion. Orin didn't flinch. He stood his ground, cape whipping in the wind created by the creature's sheer presence. Beside him, Lyra's eyes began to glow with an intense violet light. She was gathering her power, preparing her strongest abilities for the fight of their lives. This was the true enemy. With a defiant roar of his own, Orin launched himself forward, leaping onto the lower level of the Eiffel Tower. He would fight the monster from above. His electric claws flashed against the dark metal beams as he scrambled up the structure, striking at the beast's head and shoulders. The monster swiped back, its massive claws scraping against the iron. Below, Lyra created shimmering platforms of psychic light, dashing upward along the tower's frame to join the fight. Together, they unleashed a series of synchronized Ataxaron-S lightning-fast strikes, followed by Lyra-S powerful telekinetic blasts. But the creature was unlike anything they'd faced. It absorbed their energy, its shadowy form flickering and growing stronger with every hit. It was evolving right before their eyes. This fight couldn't be won with brute force alone. Lyra focused her telekinetic senses, pushing past the creature's chaotic energy, searching for a vulnerability. And then she found it. Deep within its chest, hidden behind layers of shadow and metal, was a glowing core, the source of its power. Orin, its chest. "There's a core inside," she called out. The strategy was clear and terrifyingly risky. Orin would have to hit it with a strike of maximum electrical power. To do that, Lyra would have to hold the colossal creature perfectly still, a feat that would require every ounce of her telekinetic strength. They locked eyes, a silent, heroic nod passing between them. They both knew this final gambit would demand everything they had. Lyra planted her feet firmly on one of the tower's wide beams. Spreading her arms wide, she unleashed a torrent of violet energy. A massive psychic cage of shimmering light erupted around the beast, locking it in place. The monster shrieked in rage, thrashing against the invisible walls, but Lyra held fast, her muscles straining and sweat beading on her brow. This was Orin's chance. He became a streak of pure blue light, sprinting vertically up the side of the tower. Reaching the upper platform, he leaped into the air, spinning like a thunderbolt. He channeled all of his power, every spark of his bioelectricity, into one colossal thunderstrike punch. He descended like a meteor, his fist aimed directly at the creature's chest. The impact was silent for a millisecond before the core exploded in a blinding flash of white light. The light faded and silence returned to Paris. The monstrous creature was gone, dissolved into nothingness. The eerie energy pulses from the Eiffel Tower ceased, and its familiar golden lights returned to their steady, warm glow. Above, the clouds parted, revealing a sky full of stars whose light now reflected peacefully on the surface of the Seine River. On a high beam of the tower, Orin and Lyra stood side by side, their capes fluttering gently in the night breeze. They were exhausted, but victorious. They had saved Paris. Not for the humans who once lived here, but because it was part of their territory, part of their world. With their duty done, they vanished back into the glowing night, silent guardians ready for their next mission. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow for more adventures.